You tapping in real quick, something light, nothing major. We just fitting to sit here and chop it up for a few minutes. One more again, for what it's worth, about this Jan versus Ricci matchup. You know what I'm talking about? Now Jan, she entered the UFC back in 2017. She's currently 8-3 inside the UFC. Ricci, she entered the UFC a bit, a little bit later on in 2021. She's currently 6-2 inside the UFC, man. Now, let's talk about it real quick, man. The wins for Jan, Kaylin Curran, who was 1-6 inside the UFC and is currently losing in another promotion. Viviane Pereira, who was 2-2 in the UFC and is currently losing for another promotion. Sayuri, I don't know how to say old girl's name, but she's no longer with the UFC. And then we have Angela Hill, some names that we know. Carolina, Claudia, Gadelia, for what it's worth. And Angela, 12-15 in the UFC. Carolina, 9-9 in the UFC. And Claudia Gadelia, 5-6 inside the UFC. Then we got Mackenzie Dern, 9-5 inside the UFC, and Jessica Andrade, 17-11 inside the UFC. You know what I'm talking about? Those are her wins for what it's worth. You know what I'm talking about? And her losses, man. She lost to Carla Esparza via KO/TKO inside the distance. Now, I know Ricci lost via KO/TKO inside the distance, but that was by Manon Fiorot. And I think losing via KO/TKO, from Manon is better than losing KO via KO/TKO than, by the Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza. You understand what I'm saying to you? But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, she lost to Carla Esparza via KO/TKO inside the distance. And she lost to Wei Li, understandably so. But that was via implementing that all-around body of work, because Wei Li didn't like how it was going on the feet, so she implemented that all-around body of work and drug it the fuck out. You know what I'm talking about? Rightfully so, and racked up crazy numbers on her while doing so. She didn't just lay on her, you know what I'm talking about? But she did drag her the fuck down. Now, and then Marina Rodriguez, right? That's Marina's last name. She lost to Marina. Now, Carla, 10-6 in the UFC. Wei Li, 9-2 in the UFC. And Marina, 8-5-2 inside the UFC. And Marina, she didn't shoot for no takedowns. She just did the better all-around body of work on the feet. She made Jan want to shoot for the takedowns. This is what I mean by Jan's not just a, fucking world beater. She went out there and she caught and clipped Jessica Andrade. These things happen. You know what I'm talking about? Her first 3 fights, Kaylin, Vivian, and what's her name? Kaylin and Vivian, 1-6 in the UFC, 2-2 in the UFC, currently losing in their other promotions that they're fighting for right now. And the other girl, 1-3 in the UFC, not with the UFC no more, not with another promotion neither. Nobody wanted to pick her motherfucking ass up. And then Angela Hill, 12-15. It is what it is. Carolina, 9-9. It is what it is. Claudia Gadelia, 5-6. It is what it is. Mackenzie Dern, that's a nice win, 9-5. These are all their records inside the UFC. And Jessica Andrade, 17-11. She's a bulldog. She can catch anybody slipping, but anybody can also get her up out of there by producing a better all-around body of work or catching her slipping too. You know what I'm talking about? So while she does have a, call it what you will, resume, as far as, her wins inside the UFC, man, it's nothing to call home and go crazy about. You know what I mean? And she catches and hurts certain individuals and is able to produce the better body of work on the feet, where a lot of these individuals like to produce the better body of work as well. You understand what I'm saying to you? But Carla, she'll mix it up. And she did. Carla mixed it up. What did Carla do? Carla went crazy on her or something. You know what I mean? Carla went like 3 for 3 on, 100% accuracy on the takedowns, racked up crazy volume numbers like 170-something strikes or something fucking ridiculous like that, kept her volume numbers way down there, and then ended up getting her out of there inside the distance via KO/TKO because she implemented that all-around body of work and didn't play around with this young lady on the feet where she has the most opportunities to have success by cracking you and putting you down. You know what I'm talking about? Wei Li, same thing. She didn't like how it was going on the feet, so she implemented that all-around body of work, got this young lady down, made her uncomfortable, and continued to get her down and make her uncomfortable. You know what I'm talking about? Multiple times. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Marina, she didn't need to do that. Marina was cleaner on the feet. Marina was crisper on the feet. Marina was doing a better body of work on the feet. Marina made her go two for four, two for whatever on her takedowns, and it still wasn't enough. She was able to edge her out and get those rounds and get that decision, man. So this is what I mean by Jan's not no fucking world beater, just out here running through high levels of opposition and beating the brakes off of motherfuckers, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? She's dangerous. She has pop in her shots and she can fucking hurt you. Make that booty touch the mat or clip and disconnect you from your consciousness if she catches you slipping. But if you're able to implement an all-around body of work and you have an advantage in those departments, you can. There is a clear path, has been paved on how to, get her up out of here or just get it done on the scorecards. You understand what I'm saying to you? While trying to find the finish and get her out of here in the process of getting it done on the scorecards by producing a better all-around body of work, by implementing the all-around body of work and not staying on the feet and trying to strike with this dangerous individual who possesses pop like a grown fucking man. Huh? With all due respect, she has some pop in her shots, man. You know what I mean? But that's Jan. That's Jan. Knocked out by Carla, drug out by Wei Lee, and couldn't get it done. Couldn't get anything off against Marina. Rightfully so, she got it done against Kaylin. She was 1-6 inside the UFC, and she's losing for the promotion she's in right now. Rightfully so, she got it done against Vivian, 2-2 inside the UFC, and she's losing for the promotion she's in right now. You know what I'm talking about? Rightfully so, she got it against the other girl, Sayuri, whatever her name is. She was 1-3 inside the UFC, and she's not fighting for any promotion right now. You know what I'm talking about? And then Angela Hill, that is what that is. You know what I mean? As of right now, that's a fairly decent win. Carolina, Claudia Gadelha, they're mid-level, tier opposition for this women's division inside the UFC. Their names, they've been around and they've been up against it, but they're just mid-level, tier of opposition. You know what I mean? At Mackenzie Dern, to be determined. That's a pretty decent fucking win. That's a pretty good win. You know what I mean? Jessica Andrade, I'm not going to rank that too heavy. You know what I'm talking about? And then you lost to Carla. Wei Lee, we going to give you that, but Carla drug you out. Carla proved to be the same kryptonite to you that she proved to be to, Rose Namajunas and some other high-level elite, individuals, man. And then Marina, you just couldn't get it done. So I'm not under the belief that you're just a world beater on the fucking feet. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because while Marina Rodriguez is good, she's nothing, extremely elite on the feet. Individuals have been able to touch her up and produce the better body of work. So I'm not under the belief that Jan is this world beater on the fucking feet, man. She possesses pop in her shots, and if you play her game, more times than not, it's going to give her the opportunity, to find an opening to catch you and drop you. You know what I'm talking about? And make it look like she's doing a bit more in there than what she actually is. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. Those are facts, and that's the Jan side of things. You know what I mean? Nothing magnificent about the Ricci side of things. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I mean? She's 6-2 inside the UFC. She lost to Lupi, and she lost to Manan Farouk via KO inside the distance. But I'll take the KO inside the distance to Manan Farouk over the KO inside the distance from the Cookie Monster, Carly Esparza. One thing has nothing to do with the other, but it's all worth consideration, and it's just my personal fucking opinion. You know what I'm talking about? Now, her wins, Maria, nothing spectacular about that. 1-4 inside the UFC. Polyana, nothing spectacular about that. 4-6 inside the UFC. Now, Jillian's a decent win. You know what I'm talking about? 12-6 inside the UFC. Penne, much like, Angela, Carolina, and Claudia, a mid-level tier of opposition as far as this women division is considered. You understand what I'm saying to you? Nothing spectacular about that. And then Tisha and Angela, it's, that's relatively all the fucking same. You know what I mean? So, while there's a bit more, she has, Angela, Carolina, Claudelia, Mackenzie, and Jessica. You know what I mean? And she has Jillian, Penne, Tisha, and Angela as far as wins is currently concerned. And her losses are to Carla, Marina, and Wei Lee. And her losses are to Manan and Lupi. And we can rate the loss to Manan better than any loss on Jan's side. And we can rank that loss to Lupi. Manan is 7-0 inside the UFC, and Lupi is 7-5 in that side of the UFC. And we can rate that lost to Manon better than any loss to that Jan has on her record inside the UFC or outside the UFC, in my personal opinion. And we can rank that loss to Lupi right there with the loss to, a I don't want to say Carla Esparza and Maria, like right there, just right there. We'll put it right there. Maybe a little bit above Carla Esparza and Marina Rodriguez too, you know what I mean? Just because Lupi can implement that all-around body of work, just like a Carla, so that might kind of keep that thing upright a little bit, where Lupi will do the better body of work and possibly find the finish in 2024, you know what I'm talking about? Or, with Marina, Lupi will implement that all-around body of work and possibly, get them takedowns going and all this, that, and the motherfucking third. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I rank the Lupi loss like the Carla Esparza and the Marina Rodriguez loss. But I rank that Manon Ferrou loss, I guess we'll put it with the Wei Lee loss. I mean, because Wei Lee is a champ. You know what I mean? She's 9-2. She lost twice, to Rose Namajunas, one via that nasty fucking head kick, you know what I'm talking about? And it's Rose Namajunas. It is what it is, you know what I'm talking about? She did Joanna dirty. She's done quite a few individuals dirty. Rose, has proven to be, very much so, that individual that can get it done against absolutely anybody on certain nights, man. So I guess, I really don't see the significant difference. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't see the significant difference. The only difference I really see, like when we're talking about these wins and these losses and what's going on inside the UFC and how we're going to rank these wins and these losses and what's been going on inside the UFC, I don't really see a big significant difference, man, that motherfuckers can really push me and move me and get me to be thinking that, Jan is the motherfucking side and she's going to get this one done and she's going to clip and disconnect motherfucking Ricci from her consciousness. Why? Why? Because Manon Ferrou did it? Then why the fuck can't we say the same thing about Jan? Carla Esparza did it. Carla Esparza implemented an all-around body of work, drug her down, 3 for 3 on takedowns, 100%. You know what I'm talking about? Outstruck her 3-1, if not 3.5-1, and then found the finish inside the distance via KO TKO. So if we're going to sit here and say that Jan can possibly find that finish inside the distance via KO TKO, based off of what? Ricci's been finished inside the UFC already via KO TKO by somebody on the feet. That was Manon. Okay, cool. Well, Jan's been finished inside the distance via KO TKO by somebody who implemented an all-around body of work, and that was the Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza. And who's to fucking say that Ricci can't do that and not just find a finish inside the distance via KO TKO from top position, but from putting her in compromisable positions and locking in a submission? Maybe she gets this one done inside the distance via submission. Huh? You're not going to get me to believe that Ricci can get slept because she's been slept by Manon, but Jan can't get slept or finished inside the distance when she's been finished inside the distance by the Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza. One thing has nothing to do with the other, right? Huh? It's all worth fucking consideration, though, in my personal opinion. We can't apply certain shit. Don't mind me, my mouth dry as a motherfucker. I was burning on this before I tapped in, and I need a Beverly. I need a beverage, bad as a motherfucker. I'm starting to cake up, but it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? We fitting to finish this, because I feel how I feel, man. I feel how I feel, man. Jan came in 2017. She's 8-3. Cool. She beat Kaylin Curran, who was 1-6 inside the UFC and is currently on a losing streak in her other promotion that she's fighting for now. Cool. You know what I mean? She beat Vivian, who was 2-2 in the UFC and also coming off a loss in her promotion that she's fighting for now. Solid. She beat, what's her name that I can't pronounce, who was 1-3 inside the UFC and it was no longer fighting for anybody because nobody picked that young lady up as of yet. Cool story, man. You know what I mean? She beat Angela Hill, Carolina, and Claudia Gadelha, along with Jessica Andrade. As much as I might like Angela, I mean, at this stage in their careers, who the fuck hasn't beaten them? You understand what I'm saying to you, man? More times than not, I mean, when you're looking at a 12-15 record inside the UFC, regardless of how I might feel about Angela Hill, who the fuck hasn't beaten them at this stage in her fucking career? You know what I mean? So, miss me with that. Carolina, 9-9 inside the UFC, very much a mid-tier level of opposition. Claudia Gadelha, 5 and 6 inside the UFC, and Jessica Andrade, Killer Be Killed, 17 and 11 inside the UFC. All mid-tier levels of opposition as far as the women's division is considered. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Mackenzie Dern is from, you know, Jan came in 2017. Mackenzie Dern is more so from Jan's era than any of the Angela, Carolina, Claudia, and Jessica. They're OGs. They've been around for a minute. You understand what I'm saying to you? And like I said, look at their records at this point in their careers, man. You can't really move me based off of victories over those individuals and based off of the timelines that you got those victories over those individuals. You understand what I'm saying to you? So it is what it is, man. And then your losses, well, one of them is the Wei Lee, 9 and 2 inside the UFC, championship caliber. It is what it is, and we respect that. She implemented an all-around body of work to get that. And I'm talking about Marina. You just couldn't get it done. She was cleaner and crisper on the feet. You lost that one, shorty. And Carla, she implemented an all-around body of work. She put you down multiple times. She made you uncomfortable, and she got you out of there inside the distance, man. So nothing about that shit really moves me. Nothing about that is any, there's no significant difference in that to what's over here. She lost to Manon Fiorot, 7 and 0 inside the UFC. Via KO, TKO inside the distance, and she lost to Lupi, 7 and 5 inside the UFC, which is like losing to Carla Esparza, 10 and 6, and Marina Rodriguez, 8, 5 and 2. I rank them losses the same, and we'll rank the loss to Wei Lee, 9 and 2 inside the UFC. We'll just put it, since Manon's not champ yet, we'll put it to Manon's at the same level as Manon's 7 and 0 inside the UFC loss. So nothing about them losses separates each other significantly. You know what I mean? I actually, the loss to Manon Fiorot inside the distance is better than the loss to Carla Esparza inside the distance. Let's just be fucking honest. You know what I'm talking about? Huh? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? And then, Kaylin, Vivian, and Syria, whatever their names are, we'll put that with, Maria and Pollyanna. You know what I'm talking about? But then Angela, Carolina, Claudia Gadelha, and Jessica Andrade, we're rocking that with Jillian, Penne, Tisha, and Angela. You know what I mean? Because Angela, Carolina, Claudia, and Jessica, right? Then we got fucking Jillian, Penne, Tisha, and Angela. That's all mid-level tier, mid-tier level of opposition as far as this women's division is considered. You understand what I'm saying to you? So what the fuck separates these women as far as their wins so significantly so that I should be jumping over to the Jan side so fucking quickly? Huh? And what separates these women in their losses so significantly so that I should be jumping over to the Jan side? The only thing that separates any of this shits in any type of significance, in my personal opinion, is the all-around body of work that Tabitha Ricci will be able to implement against Jan. I don't know how to say Jan's first name or last name. But that's the only difference. The frame. These tinier women, Carla Esparza and Wei Lee, that chose to drag it out, that chose to implement an all-around body of work and were able to get her down and do so, did so. Tisha's what, 5'1", 5'2", just like Carla, just like Wei Lee, smaller frame, easier for her to get in on the motherfucking hips, and even if she doesn't necessarily secure the takedown every time, she's pushing you up against the cage, she's slowing the fight down, she's stomping on the feet, she's landing knees, and she's looking for that sweep or that trip to get you down on your motherfucking, on the mat, and then she's trying to put you into a compromisable position. But the difference between, Wei Lee and, Carla, maybe not so much so Carla, but Carla, Tabitha's going to be searching for that submission a bit more aggressively. You understand what I'm saying to you? And a bit more technically, too, man. She's a bit more fucking stronger, you know what I mean, in my personal opinion as well, man. It is what it is, man. I feel how the fuck I feel, and I may very well be wrong, and anybody who's ever tapped in knows I have no problem tapping the fuck back in and rubbing this shit in my chest, man. You know what I'm talking about? Saluting and cheers to whoever was on the right side that I obviously was not on. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm where I'm at with it. I feel how I feel about, about this situation, and I'm standing on my pick, man. You know what I mean? Listen, she lost inside the distance via KO to Manon. So can Yan get her out of there inside the distance via KO? Yes, that's been proven. But Yan lost inside the distance via KO to the Cookie Monster Carla Esparza after getting dragged the fuck out. So, can Yan also be finished inside the distance via KO or possibly via submission based off of stylistic matchups? Yes, in my personal opinion. And not only is it my personal opinion, but the facts fucking stated as well, just as much as they show Tabitha Ricci can be knocked out inside a distance if properly caught and clipped. She can be disconnected from her consciousness. She can be hurt. She can be rained down on for the finish. Somebody on the other side is proving the same fucking thing. You understand what I'm saying to you? To what, in my personal opinion, in 2024, 2023, 2022, it doesn't matter when it happened, that loss on Jan's side, inside the distance, came from a less dangerous, and I'm just going to call it a lower level of opposition, in my personal opinion, at their stages of their careers, than what the loss inside the distance on the other side came from. Manon's a fucking beast. Manon's a fucking savage. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Carla Esparza, the Cookie Monster, while she's solid and well-rounded, she is not proven to be that fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? Unless placed up against certain levels of opposition when in, you know, certain positions. So it is what it is, man. Like I said, I feel like there's been a clear path paved for these smaller framed ladies, especially, to get the job done against Yan, man. Use her aggression against her. Use her forward pressure against her, man. Come on, man. It's simple. You already know. And when she shoots that, you know, Tabitha can, the movement, she's not as stiff and upright as Yan. She's not as powerful, but she's faster. She's not as stiff and upright, but she's able to utilize that octagon, the mobility, the all-around agility, the all-around movement of this young girl. The way she utilizes the octagon, cuts angles, and throws her own strikes. And then she can just use Jan's forward pressure and momentum against her by slipping under her incoming strikes and securing those motherfucking takedowns and then working that body of work on the ground. It's 3 rounds. It's not 5 rounds. It's 3 rounds. I'm not worried about Ricci slowing down, and I'm highly confident she could go in there and be very, you know, quite aggressive in the wrestling, grappling, and jiu-jitsu department for a solid 13 minutes before I even have to worry about anything diminishing in the, you know, cardio department. You understand what I'm saying to you? See, now, if this was 5 rounds, I'd be a bit more worrisome, but it's not. That's not the case. This is not one of those situations, man. They are not giving us a 5-round fight. Huh? This is 15 minutes, man. And in 15 minutes, it's 2 rounds to 1. Because if Ricci steps off the gas a little bit mid-round 3 and Yan is able to kind of take over, then maybe she gets that round. I got Ricci 2 rounds to 1, though. With all due respect beyond, there's nothing spectacular on Jan's side of things that, you know, really jumps off the fucking page. There's nothing spectacular on Ricci's side of things that really jumps off the page. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I feel how I feel. You know, 8-3 for Yan, 6-2 for Ricci. Jan's been finished inside the distance by the Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza. Ricci's been finished inside the distance by Manon Farouk, or however you say Manon's name. You know what I'm talking about? And as far as their wins and their losses, I rank them the same. How can you not? Kaylin Curran, Vivian Piera, however you say her name, 1-6 in the UFC, 2-2 in the UFC. Both of them no longer fighting for the UFC and losing in the promotions that they're fighting for now. And the other girl, 1-3 inside the UFC, no longer fighting for any promotion, as well as not fighting for the UFC. Well, we'll rank them with Marina, 1-4 inside the UFC, and Polyana, 4-6 inside the UFC. And then when you talk about Angela Hill, Carolina, Claudia Gadelha, and Jessica Andrade, well, then you're pretty much talking about Jessica Penne, Tisha Torres, and Angela Hill. And when you talk about Mackenzie Dern, we'll talk about Jillian Robertson. That's how we gonna rank their wins. That's how their wins should be fucking ranked. That's how we should be looking at their fucking rings. And if that's how we looking at their wins, because that's fucking reality, what the fuck is so significantly different or magnificent about the Yan side when it comes to their wins? She beat Kaylin, Vivian, and old girl I can't pronounce. They're no longer fighting for the UFC. We'll rank that with how, you know, Tabitha beat Pollyanna and fucking Maria, who are no longer fighting for the UFC. You understand what I'm saying to you? If I'm not mistaken. I know they're not fighting for any other promotions right now, but I know, you know, they haven't had anything booked since their last losses in the UFC. So we're going to rank Kaylin, Vivian, and old girl, who don't fight for the UFC no more, the same as Maria and Pollyanna. Then we're going to rate Angela Hill, Carolina, Claudia Gadelha, and Jessica Andrade, as we rightfully should, with Jessica Penne, Tisha Torres, and Angela Hill. Because Angela Hill's over there, Tisha Torres and Jessica Penne, they from the same fucking era. They the same mid-tier level of opposition that Carolina, Claudia, and Jessica Andrade are. You know what I'm talking about? And then Mackenzie Dern, as of right now, you know what I'm talking about, to be determined. That's a pretty decent win. Well, so is Jillian Robertson, man, because Jillian's doing her goddamn thing. Excuse my language. She's doing her motherfucking thing. You know what I'm talking about? So, that's their wins. If that's their wins, and that's how we have to rank their wins, because that's just fucking reality, what is so significantly different or magnificent about the Yan side of things? Absolutely nothing. And their losses. She lost to Carla inside the distance. She lost to Wei Lee. And she lost to motherfucking Marina Rodriguez. She lost to Manan Farouk inside the distance. And she lost to Lupi. Well, I'll rank the loss to Lupi with the loss to Carla and the loss to motherfucking Marina Rodriguez. And I'll go ahead and rank that loss to Manan, who's 7-0 inside the UFC, but she's not a champ. So we'll rank that as the same as the Wei Lee loss, who's 9-2 inside the UFC. So what's so significantly different about those losses or magnificent on the Yan side that separates these individuals and makes it so we should just all be on the Yan side of things? Nothing. The only fucking significant difference is the fact that she got finished by Carla Esparza and she got finished by Manan Farouk. And I'd rather get finished by Manan Farouk than Carla Esparza. And that's just fucking me. It is what it is. That's the only difference. You know what I'm talking about? And when we talk about the body of work that these young women are able to produce and, you know, who they're able to produce it against, listen, Yan is dangerous. If you stay in a striking match with her in any way, shape, form, or fashion for 15 or 25 minutes, you're very much so at risk of coming up on the wrong side of that decision or the wrong side of that finish inside the distance, because she possesses pop in her shots. You understand what I'm saying to you? But if you don't play her game and you implement an all-around body of work, you understand what I'm saying to you? Then you can make this shit a bit different. Like Yan, you know what I mean? When Yan fought Ange, you feel what I'm saying to you? I think Yan went like 105 out of 264 on her strikes. 39% on strikes landed. 94 out of 249. 37% on strikes landed. Now, she was 1 for 1 on takedowns against Angela. You know what I'm talking about? I only say this because they both fought Angela. Now, when Ricci fought Angela, she won 140 out of 280. 50% on strikes landed. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, Angela likes to utilize the octagon. Angela likes to move around. So Angela was a bit harder for Yan to get a hold of. Hence why Yan went 105 out of 264, only landing at a 39% clip. Where Ricci, she moves around a bit more too. She likes to utilize the octagon a bit more too. It was a bit easier for her to get hands on Angela. Hence why she landed 140 out of 280 and landed at a 50% clip. You understand what I'm saying to you? One thing has nothing to do with the other, but it's all worth consideration. Ricci's going to be a little bit harder for Yan to get hands on, much like Angela was. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, Yan went 1 for 1 on takedowns on Ange, and Ricci went 3 for 4 on takedowns for Ange. You understand what I'm saying to you? Ange went 1 for 3 on takedowns on Yan. She went 0 for 2 on takedowns on Ricci. You understand what I'm saying to you? One thing has nothing to do with the other, but it's all worth consideration. I personally believe, you know, much like Angela, Ricci is going to be a bit too hard for Jan to get a hold of and really land those significant strikes and them power shots. But where it's going to be a bit different is I believe Ricci's going to be able to lock up and secure, quite a few more takedowns. And Jan is not going to be able to reverse or secure any takedowns, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? And while Ricci is keeping it highly competitive, closely contested, on the feet, and staying safe, she's going to have her moments. She's going to make her Jan miss more than she's going to hit. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Ricci, I personally believe, is going to, nothing too crazy, but maybe, 1.5, close to 2 to 1, but somewhere maybe more around 1.5 to 1 on the strikes as far as volume is concerned on Jan, because she's going to mix in the takedowns. And when Ricci mixes in the takedowns, she's active. She's active on the ground. She's searching for the submission. She's searching for the finish. She's just active. You understand what I'm saying to you? She's active on the feet. She utilizes the octagon. She's hard to get a hold of. She's hard to get a read on. She's hard to get your hands on. She's hard to really, touch significantly so. And while she's hard to get your hands on, hard to get a hold of, hard to get a read on, hard to touch significantly so, she's being that difficult while also landing her own strikes. You understand what I'm saying to you? Cutting her angles, landing her own kicks, landing her own motherfucking 1-2s, shooting in, putting you up against the cage, slowing the fight down, dragging shit out, dragging you to the ground. I just feel like, this is a very winnable matchup for Tabitha Ricci, man. And while the money line might not suggest it, I don't give a fuck what the money line suggests. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm not one who operates and functions off those money lines. Fuck those money